Hello, everyone. This is Will K-Mac Vintage coming to you again. And to continue part two of the Pedro SE30 Reloaded board. Um, and sorry if there's a lot of backlight. It's a nice day here in Cayman today. It is Sunday now, 5th of January, 12:15 p.m. So I am going to start putting the items on this board. So my actually windows are open in this room. I've got like 9 windows, and I got like 6 of them open right now, and a couple others still closed up. But it lets some nice fresh air in, get some cross ventilation through here, and air out some of the bad smells of different chemicals and all this other BS stuff. So, but the fact that most of this is going to be through actually scope work, the backlight's not going to affect you. Just this little piece with me talking right now. So anyway, um, part one we finished. Mm, I finished where I removed most of the things from the old board. If we look at the camera here, I got some things sitting here. I got quite a few other things sitting up here in front. So you see, and then I've got, these are the 2 sound chips. These are the 2 RAM chips for video. And then the other PAL chips are over there in a specific order, so I don't want to move those. But everything is here. So what I got to start doing now is all of these have to get mounted. So they're fairly easy. The ADB, the VIAs. This is the swim. That's the SCSI, the SEC, the 2 LS30s, the ASC. These are all for the video circuitry. Okay, there's a power inverter and couple transistors. Well, one is a diode, one is a transistor. And then these 2 diodes over here. And then I have another transistor right there. Anyway, all of this needs to get put onto the board, so let's jump right to that, so shall we not? So we will go to the scope, and where I normally start, um, my printing just finished. You'll hear the chime. There it goes. Um, another one of my custom SE30 cases sold, so I was printing that. Let it sit there for a little bit right now and cool off, so it comes off the build plate easily. Okay, so I hope my focus is okay there for you. That's a bit better. So anyway, let's start putting these things on. Uh, this one right here is just one of the resistor networks. All right, I'm not gonna flip it over yet. I'm gonna move that down to this chip here. This is the F240. I meant to start earlier this morning, but I got busy watching some videos on YouTube. And then some people started chatting with me and some other things I had to do that I was not able to jump onto the stream while to start shooting this any earlier. I am busy cooking my lunch also, so there may be some times here that I'll pause my recording to go deal with that and then come back. For you, it'll be instant. There won't be no time difference. I'm going to put on all these small little suckers that are floating around here so I don't end up losing them or they getting out of order on my bench. Um, These are the diodes for the power and battery and so forth that go to the RTC chip to maintain memory. But when you're using one of the recreation, you still need them, but with the recreation you don't need the battery on that because it saves it into flash memory. Okay, so we'll put on this one also. This one, the legs are a little bit dirty, but it's okay with the heat and the flux and the solder. It will clean itself off. Sorry if you're hearing roosters outside. Like I said, my windows are open, and in Cayman we have a lot of free range roaming chickens all over the place, neighborhoods and all that. Shoot, you even see them hanging outside of Kentucky Fried Chicken, and tourists take pictures of them. Amazingly. That one there, that one there. I guess we can do this little chip at the same time. So one of the nice things you get about living on an island, on a Caribbean tropical island, is there's chicken wildlife all over the place. Okay, but I want to go back to this one here, make sure they're nice and clean. Again, too, I build these from height up. But I am going to put in these other little 4 pieces I have here. These are these little fuses that I took off. You can see I have it right there. I will put on some solder from the top side. And I will go to the bottom also, but I'll do all of them at one time. So the idea with the board is to try to reuse as much as possible. Oh, I am getting hungry. Hey, come on. Let me show you what I'm doing here. Okay. You may not see it. It's just right off camera, right there, 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 there. So I still need to tack them on the bottom side. I got one more small thing to put on here. This is that diode for the SCSI power right there. turn this so I can hold it better. All right, so now we'll go and get those fuses from the bottom side. There'll be one right there. And the other one should be on this side. Okay, I do want to snip these a little bit more, but a little bit too high. Okay. All right, so I got all that small little stuff on the board. Let me give it a little bit of cleaning so I don't get so much flux all over the place. Okay. So now let's go start putting all this other stuff on the board. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because I can see more space and it also helps you more. Okay, so we're gonna do all of these resistor networks right now. I'm gonna go ahead and flux up all these other things. All right, so let's put all these on the board. I remember the first time I did a SE30 Reloaded, it was for Scott in Dallas. And I was so nervous, my first one. It took me lots of time. But I did one mistake with that one. I was trying to do it in sockets. And these older chips don't handle sockets well. I ended up taking most of them off the board and just soldering them directly to the board. Now this is for the PLCC chips, okay? The PLCC 44s. They don't like sockets unless they're in very good shape. I'll come back and get the other side. Okay. Oh, you can see how quick these go. These, you can just drag solder them. They go pretty good. Okay, now we'll go ahead and hit all the other side. And this will go pretty quick because I just... No wonder it was a bit hard to pull. My solder went underneath the cable there. More chickens. That's one of the reasons why a lot of times I don't have my windows open, because of the chicken noise. But we're on a farm today. Let's just say it that way. Okay, just like that, we got nine chips put on. There's a little scrub. I mean, granted, the board will still get a washing and a ultrasonic cleaning. Okay. Now, I think I want to put on this FPU. Let's get this in view for you. My notch is down here. On the new version of this board, Bolt finally made these pads bigger. But it still needs to make the pads bigger for those 3 small PLCCs. So it goes on like this. Okay, so you can barely see the pads when the chip is on there. So I mean, I move it a little bit off, then I put down my solder, then I bring it back. And I know that side is secure now. Okay, now I need to zoom this in for me to see better, so I'm gonna bring it in for me. Let me fix your focus there. And this is the same thing. I can twist it out a little bit and I can see down there, and then I just rotate it back. And that gets it secured. You see, it's now at the 2 corners. Okay, that's one of the tricks you learn with time. So now I'll go and hit the best I can with these. I can usually tell when it's soldered. Okay, looks good to me. At the end, we'll hang it off the edge of the table and we'll take a look and see. But as long as you got a good amount of solder, the iron is nice and hot. That's why I use 400 degrees now, because, or 380, 390. See, like right there, it doesn't want to take. Oh, it's because you see my temperature dropped. Sometimes my fingers push the buttons. Ooh, not the bridges. All right, so we'll have to reflow this a little bit. Okay, I still got one bridge, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pin 5 doesn't have anything on it. And I can see it doesn't, because I can see some golds there on the side. This pin. There, now it has it. I got a little bridge right there, and that's gone now. I can see that it's gone. No, it's still there. Now it's gone. All right, we'll come back and hang that off the table in a bit. I'm going to throw down some more flux here because it will help. Okay. But I don't like this one with the small pads. And you'll see in a minute why. You'll see once I start doing the other pads, the other PLCCs, you'll see that it's much easier on those ones with the larger pads. Okay, everything is soldered and I don't see any bridges. All right, let's get the last side. Okay. Ooh, got a bridge there at the end. Bridge is gone. All right, let's hang this off the table so you can see what I mean by that. This is for those that are new that don't know what I mean by that. So I basically do this. See where I can see every leg, see if there's any bridge, every pin, and see if there's any bridges. That one was a little bit bent, but it's okay. You see one there missing? No, there's no solder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, leg 6. One, two, three, four, five, six, right here. Now it's soldered. This is why I like it that my scope reaches over the edge of the table and I can see. All right, so now we can continue with these. These other little ones I have here. So 3 of these are resistor packs. One is the LS30. This one right here. Okay. It's getting warm in here because I'm with a soldering iron and that, so I may close the windows and turn on the AC after all. Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at my soldering work and wiping some sweat out of my eyes, which is why I may turn on the AC after all. All right, folks. Sorry. Let's go ahead now and put on this glue chip. Um, I had to go cook my lunch, eat, and then I got sleepy. I took a little rest. Now I'm back. So we're now gonna solder on this glue. I'm doing this one a bit different than I normally do because I want to have space for the thing. So I'm looking at this bottom corner here because that's where I'm going to solder first. I still have more of my case printing. I'm printing the top piece now. The bottom finished, and I printed all the little accessories. Okay. So you see how much nicer it is now with having bigger pads. I mean, I can see it's a lot better. I did close my windows too and turn on my AC in here. So you will not hear any more chickens outside. See, now I'm good and secure. So now I'll come and do. And I'm pushing down over there because I needed it to get on the board. So let's get this whole side. Take a look. No bridges. My doggy is trying to get my attention because he knows it's getting close to time to go to my mother's, but we're not going there today because my mother's not going to be home. She went to visit a friend. I didn't want to go there. No bridges. Everything looks connected. Ooh, I have a bridge down here on this end. Still there. Okay, it's gone. Alright, now the last side. Then this glue is down. We can do a check over the table's edge. Okay. See, by doing this as you do the chips, then you don't get stuff blocking your view. Okay, that one good. Alright, I'm not gonna do this one right now because that's gonna be a socket. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead now and come and do all of these video circuitry things. So let me put down flux on them all and we'll throw them all on the board. I have a feeling the 166 might give me trouble, meaning at testing time. Okay. So this board of Pedro, I think really what the original problem was is the RAM and ROM sockets. But to go through the hassle of replacing them and then it not being that alone, and with the corrosion that's going to continue, because one, I would have to change the sockets. Two, I would have to recap the board. Three, I would have to find out what that video issue was. Um, it would have been better just to recap it. Plus, he already he bought from the website a commission service to recap it. So he actually paid me for this, which is great. I mean, I normally don't do prepayment, but um, so he sent me a second board, but that one he did not prepay. So okay, that's 253, 253. That's the 166, 393. Okay, let's get the other sides. I'm almost done with these small little flat chips. Then come the rest of the PLCs. This is the 166. This one too is a little bit yucky. Okay, all of those are on. Let me give this a clean. So now in my workroom here, I closed the windows and turned on the AC, but in the rest of the house, I still have my windows open. It's still a nice day outside, just because I'm sitting in here under these lights and the soldering iron and all that. It gets hot. You see what I mean? And this chip is not good. I knew that leg was gonna give me trouble. I may have to replace this chip. We'll test it and see. All the other ones look good. Okay, let's do these other two over here. These are the 175 chips. Those two right there. Those are the two PLCs there. I will not. I'll do those as a socket. These also get a lot of cap juice junk on them. These chips have a tendency of failing also. teeth from Computer Compulsive is running into one right now that he had to buy these chips because they failed on him. One of them, the one that controls serial, which is this one, his tech step was failing on the serial side. He swapped the chips and then the error went to the printer side. Okay, let's solder the other sides now. A lot of people that fixed these boards or do a reloaded, uh, the board will look fine and nothing wrong, but if you're going to try to use a serial device, sometimes it'll fail. And without a tech step testing it, you won't know, or without a loop back on some other devices, you won't know that there's a problem. So they'll send the boards out in that, but when I do a board, I always run tech step on it at the end. Or that I don't have any hidden things that you don't see. See, that's all good. Okay, so we'll start doing some PLC chips. Clean around the glue chip when I did that. Alright, so we are here. That is this chip. I want to check the legs. Yeah, most of that will solder fine. Okay, they'll solder fine. Okay, that goes like this. Again, I'll start from down here. I'm going to start from this corner down here. Hold on, let me straighten this for you. So I'm going to start down here in this corner. That's attached. That's attached. Looks nice. Don't know if I'll finish this board today to a test point on this part 2 video. We may do a part 3. Can't wait to do the 2CI and the 2FX. Okay, no bridge, no bridge, no bridge. Okay, well, next chip. This is the SEC chip. Goes right here. Check something here. Yeah, that looks good. Bring the chip out first to check it. Not worried about that little bit of solder on. That will help. That'll even help solder it on back on. So let's put this on. See how much bigger the pads are. You can see so much better. So yeah, what I was saying earlier on the board, I mean, I probably could have replaced the SIM sockets and the RAM, well, the RAM and the ROM sockets, and recapped it. But the, that would have been just a temporary fix. For some people, that's what they want because they want to keep the board original. So, but because he asked for a transfer, paid for a transfer, I'll give him a transfer. I still got a portable board that's giving me a little bit of trouble. It chimes, it gets me the floppy icon. It's because he's connected, it won't boot. That's everything. I can eye it right away if there's a bridge. That's good. Let's do the SCSI chip. Out goes right there. This one. This one I may have to clean now. Yeah, this one I want to clean a little bit. So, because I see a lot of gunk on this side. See that? And I only really need to clean these two sides. Oh, and it's just a matter of some flux and some heat to get rid of some of that gunk. Cayman Airways plane going over my house. It's going over to Jamaica. They have two actually flights a day to Jamaica. One in the mornings early, leaves at 7. One that just left now, so I guess it leaves at 4:45 or something, or 4:30 or so. It's a short flight. It's only like 40 minutes away, so a lot of the workers that work here in Cayman that are Jamaican are flying back this weekend from the holidays to be back at work tomorrow. Okay. If you notice, I put the flux down on the outside of the pads, really, because that's. I'll bring the solder in. I'll bring it in when I heat it up. The flux will go where it needs to go. That one's pretty good and secure already. See, I could tell right away that my iron temperature changed. You could tell right away that the solder wasn't flowing as easily. Look at this. After this, we only got 4 more PLCs to do. There's some sockets. Oh, got a bridge there. They're gone. Okay. SCSI is on. Let's go do the swim. That's this one. That's alright. Notch is there. Oh, how these boards are so much fun to do. Now you see me going ahead and soldering the other corner right away. Just I'm pretty confident of how it's sitting on the. Because then I don't have to flip the board right now, and I can go ahead and do this side. My dog barking for. Lay low. Lay low. Someone there. check it all. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me go check and make sure nobody is here because dog was barking. Be right back. All right, I got 3 chips here I haven't cleaned off yet, but let's keep on going. Oh, let me find my sockets. Where are those sockets that I need? 1, 2, 3. I still got 3 more tech steps I need to build. Put those out for sale. Okay, let's do a via. Let's do this one back here first. I'll get it in view in a second. Let me just put down the flux. Let's take a look at the chip and see how it looks. Alright. Okay, vias, both notches are in this corner. Okay, I just didn't like how that looks, so I wanted to clean it up a little bit. Okay. We got all 4 sides done. Yep. And now go to the next one. 2 more to do. Yeah, I want to clean up this one a little bit. It's just some of these spurs I want to get rid of. Okay, let's put this one on. inside. Two, 3, 4. And no bridge. All right, last PLC to solder is the ADP. And the notch is up here. The other 3, like I said, will go in sockets. The CPU will go in the sockets. Okay. Something is under this chip. I need to take it off. I think my soldering, my solder wick, well, the solder itself went under it. Yep, like I told you. I'll show you. Look at what's under it. You know. First time I've had that happen. All right, let's clean this up a little bit. Okay. fridge. Gone. It's a little bit high there, but all right. This is the last side. Okay, take a look and see. Still a bit tilted, but it's on there. All right, let me give this a scrub here. All right, a lot of stuff is ready on this board. All right, when we move the board out, I want to get these sockets. But for that, I need to pop out the insides of these. So basically, I just pop it out like that. So after today, I think the playoffs for football is all set. Some 3 teams, I think, came down to the wire to the end. Be surprised if Miami makes it in there. If they win today, they'll make it. That's 2. Got 1 more to pop out. All right, let's put these on the board. Let's do this one in the middle first. Again, now this one has the notch is over here. So the notch is this piece. I want to try to center those legs right on the pads. it on. Alright, now I did one of these a while back with these new sockets, and I had an alignment issue with these fitting next to each other, so I want to try to see. Okay, so I gotta put these. The ones going up and down can be centered, but the two sides have to be at the edge. Okay. Alright, I see how to do it now. Let's get this first one on. Like, okay. We can now do this last one. And now this one, should be able to bucket right against that, and it should fit in. So you see what I mean by that? I should have moved that other one down a little bit more. You'll see in a minute why. Because these don't line up. That's close enough. They make contact. That's what I need. Okay, that's it. We have those sockets all on. Now what I have left to do is I need to find a bunch of parts I need. I need to get some crystals. I need to, well, this one I already got here, so I can put this one on from now. Okay, that one is in. What else I have here that I can put on now? Nothing. don't want to put those chips in yet because I need to clean those sockets. All right, I'm gonna pause the video. I'll be right back. Let me go find all my pieces that I need now. So let's start off with the CPU socket because that's the next highest thing really. Um, before I do the other main sockets and that. So we will solder this in quick and easy. It's not a very time-consuming step. And my dog wants to play now, and I can't do it. So up here, that's the first one. Let's go push that in, make sure seated in good. Yep. I'll do the other corner, do the same thing. Hot. Alright, now I can tackle all these pins. Really all that's gonna come now is some very boring stuff. A lot of socket soldering. It's that time. What I'm trying to do is to get in as much as I need to boot. Make sure it's running. So soon I will be out of SIM sockets for mid-memory. And I still have, I think, a bit over 200 left. ROM sockets I can still buy at a decent price. Okay. CPU socket is in. Let's put in this little crystal up here, although I really don't need it, but we'll still put it in. Oh, I may be doing soon. Maybe I don't know if we're gonna do it private yet or if we're gonna open it up. A video stream with Computer Compulsive up in Canada. Be nice to do one. He needs some help with some things. All right, what I'll do now is there's this other crystal here. Oh God, where did it go? There it is. Okay. Now I have a bunch of sockets to put on. So I'm gonna start putting. I'm gonna put them in place, and then I'm gonna bend the pins everything that's a dip, I will socket. That top piece is still printing. It takes about 6 hours to print. Okay, let's keep on going here. Sony chips. Video RAM. These sockets are very hard to get, but I bought like 400 of them. I only found one place with them. Okay, now the 5 for the Video Pal setup. See if we can do 2 at a time. So I still got a couple Fuji nets available, and I lowered my price down to $70. They're just not selling as well as I thought they would. Um, I don't know. It's like people don't want them, or whoever does have Apple IIs already have them, because these can run on any Apple II family. So if you're wanting a Fuji net or you don't know what it is, look it up. Or it's a device that gives you Wi-Fi capabilities to your Apple II family, and you can connect to servers that they run and that are hosting things. You can even mount volumes remotely. You can copy them to your SD card. You can use the Wi-Fi. You can use it as a modem to connect to BBSs. Um, it's a drive. Because it's got an SD card in there. Um, it emulates printing. You can connect to it um, from your modern browser. It does run a Wi-Fi server, so you can configure it and do a lot more with it. I mean, it's a very sweet device, very nice, and it's definitely something worth having if you need to get software onto your Apple II family machine. It does require a smart port. So I still have a couple left. I think I got like 5 or 6. They're $70 a piece. They come with everything you need, minus a SD card. But you don't really need an SD card because you can mount the volumes remotely. So once on a server that you find the software you want to run, you mount that as a drive, and then I don't want to move the board. I just want to move the scope. The board is sitting perfectly, holding everything in place. Um, you mount it as a drive and hit escape, and the machine will reboot and it'll load that remotely up across the internet for you. I mean, that's just amazing. They have there's even software specifically written for Fuji that parses JSON and gives you information on your screen. There are rooms. There are others can go in together and play online games against each other. Now, remember, this is Apple II stuff, so it's not really very graphical games yet. Um, you can connect to a BBS. You can print and make a PDF, but you do have to go to your browser then on your modern machine and get the printout or get the file. That's the PDF. It's also made for the Atari, Commodore. They're working on a Macintosh version, working on the PC DOS version. So it's out there for Commodore, Atari, Atom. So you want to know about it, go to fujinet.online or just search Fujinet. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about it. There's quite a bit out there, so don't be afraid to hunt it down, find it. My price, mine come complete. The unit, the case, the cables you need, two different sets of cables. There's the screws to secure it. It's running version 1.4. The software 1.5 is not out yet. Um, and mine are $70. All others are $90 and up. I don't know if I'll make a second batch. I might, if I can sell these. There are others that are going to start making it too, but I don't know what their prices are going to be. I did have my prices at $90, but they just were not moving, dude. And it is a great device to have. If anything, it's a wonderful SD card drive. I mean, it's pretty similar to the Dan card, Dan 2 card that I sold. Pretty much same to the Booty and all those other SD card reader devices. So definitely something to add to your collection. Apple II Plus, Apple IIe, 2Cs, 2GS, but it does require a smart port. So on the two plus 2E, make sure you have smart port capability. Almost done with all these sockets. Almost done, almost done. Let's go here. These are the Sony sound chip ones. So the FujiNet is an open source, open free to build project. Amazing team behind it. I mean, they very detailed on everything. All right, now I got these two left. Two more here for these resistor packs. Hour and 36 minutes, and look how far I am with this board already. What I needed after this is 4 RAM, a ROM socket, and some caps. A couple other little things I need to put on, like the DB25, DB19 on the back. I'll need a keyboard. I don't really need a keyboard. I just need to connect a SCSI to it to see if it boots. Okay, that's it for all those sockets. Just make sure they're all. Yep. Alright, what else I gotta put on now? I don't want to put on any of those yet. Put in this chip. I know I need to clean this socket, but good contact. Uh, so they're on. Let's do capacitors. Let me get my capacitor tray. Need 10 47/16s and one 100 by 50. You know what? I think I'm gonna put on one of the small ones. I don't like those big ones too much. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Yeah, yeah. I already cut these into strips of 10 because I buy these in bulk. But then for me to put them in my bin, I cut them in strips of 10 because SE30 is my most common. And then no, it's not 47 by 16s. It's 470 and a 220. All right, here's a 470. And a 220. All right, let's go put on some capacitors. Let me put down some flux. Shoot, I got something I need to write for someone. Okay, I have all these placed on the board. Right. Can't wait to do the two CI and the FX board. Those are going to be fun. But the FX and the LC475, there's a lot of bird seed on the top side that I need to move over. That I'm not looking forward to. I'll get to the back side of these in a minute here. Okay. That's it for those capacitors. Now let's do the two axials. Those are the 220. The 220 goes over here. When I put these in, I like to put them where you can at least see the writing of the value on top. You don't spend hours trying to hunt it down. I also like to put some solder on these from the top. And I'll do it from the bottom also. do a cut on these stems. Okay, those are all in. All right, I can now, this is the 19 pin. I can put that in. I didn't take out a 25, but I have a bunch of 25s somewhere here. All these are rivets. Put in a riveted one. All right, let's see if I can get that put in. Yep. I like to do this now because it will level the board when I go to put in the sockets for the RAM and ROM. Hence why you see me putting these in now. I need these two anyway because I need to connect a SCSI, and I'll do it external. And I like to connect the FE macrometer that we make so I can see the voltages. Right, that one is in. These I like because you see it's got these clips on that go in here, and then you just solder them down, and it really makes it very sturdy. Since that's in, I can go ahead and do. Can I do this one? Yeah, it's the same height. This is the audio jack. If I don't do it now, I can jump these pads and I can get audio out of the jack. But I'll go ahead and solder this in now. Okay. Since I have one out, let's go ahead and do this. Okay. I can put this filter in. Cool. Right. Let's see. What can we put in? I can put in the audio. Right, that's in. ROM and RAM now. I don't need the two reset buttons. I don't really need the bournes for me to test it. I don't need the PDS to test it. Alright, let's go. Let's see what we can put in. I have some RAM right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, well, here's a pack of eight. So basically, what I'm going to do now is just secure them in here. I'm just doing the corners. That's one. Let's see if I can get all three in. Okay, so now I can start soldering, but I'm going to zoom out. Alright, so there's all four. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, are we gonna get chime on first go? I think so. Okay, RAM is all in, those four at least. Need a ROM socket. Okay, got a ROM socket. Drop right in. Again, I'm just gonna solder some pins right now just to hold it in. Okay, and now we'll come and solder this in. This is 64 pins, 32 and 32. After this, I got one more thing to connect, and then we put in chips. Then we can test. So yeah, I was saying earlier the FX and the 475 have a lot of bird seed on the top. Now I did get all the bird seed on the bottom already on the boards. For the CI, I also have them already with everything on the bottom. Okay, we're done soldering for now, folks. So let me put some things here aside. Oh, no, I got one more thing to solder, the actually power connector. Let me just make sure. I don't need the reset and the NMI buttons right now. I can always short that. So all the rest of the stuff is socketed. These two will go over here. Okay, let's solder this last piece in. go close windows. It's nighttime. Okay. All right, folks, this is what the board looks like now. CPU is in. The ROM is in. The guy is in. Get an RTC replacement. Pin one is the square one that's up here, so that's there. All right, that's give me 1 second. I gotta go close a bunch of windows. All right, folks, I got all those other chips put in. There they are. I hope they're in good. Oh no, I see one leg that's out. All right, so let me move my string adapter up there. Let me get these things out. Screen is on already. Let's see. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We have chime. We have blinking RAM. We should have screen. I don't have a boot device connected right now, but why am I not getting video? That's the same thing I had earlier. So I bet you it's that 166 chip. So I gotta work a little bit with those chips. Not getting video. Like I said, I had a feeling that that 166 and the 253, one of those 253s is not good. Yeah, I'm not getting any video. Now I wonder if it's a video ROM. Well, no, because well, it could be. Wait, let me get another video ROM. Video ROMs are easy to swap around. No. Let's rule out video ROM first, because that's an easy swap. Video ROMs I can actually program. Let's go. thinking. No, it's not video ROM. I should have had video by now. All right, so we're gonna look at that 166 chip. I can switch ROMs back. You can recall I said from the beginning I didn't like that 166 chip. I didn't like how that looked. That 166 is this one. So we're going to start with replacing that. That's an easy replace. I have a bunch of these. That's 393. I'm going to keep that out also because it might be one of them. $40. That's 30. 258. 166. 75. That's 393. I don't think it's the 393, but could be. I'm gonna do this with heat also. Put it back on. And my next bed after this will be here, but all right, let's see. I'm not gonna connect the speaker. I'm just gonna, because I can tell if it's working based on the RAM. Look at that. Told you it was at 166. I didn't like how that 166 looked. So that one goes in the garbage. All right, let me get a. No, down here. I need to change my boot image though because I have this on a different. One second here. Let me switch my files around. Look at that, 2 hours and 13 minutes, and we have this one already booting. Well, somewhat. Let me go. I think I this one. All right, let's see if it works. Mother's garage door opening. There it is booting. Might not boot because it might want a clean ROM. No, it's going. Okay, this is fine. Here we go. Good and happy. So there we have it. We have a working, somewhat working machine. I mean, I do got to finish some things. I got to finish the RAM sockets here. I got to put in the SCSI and the floppy, the PDS slot. Basically, what you see here, I still got to put on. Then I need to finish back here. I need to put on the two serials, the printer and serial, and another ADP, and the born and the two plugs here. So, but overall, folks, I think this is a. Let me. Yeah, I close all my windows and everything. So anyway, we have a working machine here. This is Pedro #1 board. I'm very happy it works. I'm glad that was just that 166 that I had to switch. I knew I didn't like it. That 166 usually always gives me trouble. So I'm very happy with this, and I may do another part 3 video that just shows it finished, and then run a tech step on it so that y'all can see how that works and that there's no other issues with it, because tech step will then test for me if I have an issue with either of the 175s back here or the LS30s. That will tell me, or even with the boards, because all this is actually related for the serial and the printer port. So if a born is bad, that will fail too, or so forth. So, but most of this is working. Booted on the first go. About chimed and that, and gave me sign of life, but it would not give me screen. So I'm very happy with this, folks. And 2 hours and 18 minutes, and we have it. I mean, I started soldering this when this video started. 2 hours 18 minutes, and we have it already booting. And just about finished. So I'm gonna wrap it up here with this, and I'll do a third video about the tech step and so forth. Okay, folks. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subbed, please sub. I want to try to get to 1,000. I'm at 710. So any help would be very much appreciated. And I hope you come back and watch some more videos. Like I said, I do have I have two CIs I need to do, maybe even more. I have FX 475. I've got a Color Classic for someone and some other boards to work on too. I got some Lisa stuff. I got a 128 to work on. I got some SIs to work on. So I got quite a bit of stuff in the pipeline. So, but those will be a different day. Today I'm now tired. My doggy right there that just walked by is also hungry. That's why he keeps on coming in here. Go. No. No. Ah. Ah. Go. No. Don't. There he goes. He wants his food. No. No food now. Go. In a minute. So anyway, folks, thank you. We'll see you all next time, right? Bye bye.